What the fuck? OBS virtual camera. Hey, there I am. Nice. Yes. I'm just gonna edit my podcast. Where is it? Yes. I'm just gonna edit my podcast. There we go. And we're gonna chill. If you like, you could make me a drink, love.
Had a smoke. All right, we're back. All right, so we have stepped away, had a smoke. All right, we're back. We have stepped away, had a cigarette, reconvened because all right, we're back. We have stepped away, had a cigarette, reconvened because I think us being relative, like, it's okay for us to have differing opinions on this. It would be kind of boring if we were just like echo. I think us being relative, like, it's okay for us to have differing opinions on this. It would be kind of boring if we were just like echoing each other for an hour. Mm-hmm. So, but I don't want it to be aggressive in its adversarial nature. In its adversarial nature. So I wanted to. I told you I had a different direction I wanted to take.
Okay. Yep.
What's up?
Can you hear me in here?
Probably.
Huh?
Probably.
I was just gonna get some ice for my drink.
Go ahead. That's fine. Live your life, dude. Just live your life. Okay. What's this?
Had a different direction I wanted to take.
Okay. Yep.
A bigger scope of art v artist. What mediums are, I guess, quote unquote. What mediums are, I guess, quote unquote, cancelable? What so like movies.
Mm-hmm.
Quote unquote cancelable. What so like movies, video games, books, stand-up comedy.
Yep.
So you think that a comedian should be held accountable for the things they say on stage?
Yes.
That's just outrageous to me.
Why is that?
That's just outrageous to me.
Why is that?
Oh, I think the whole point, like, if you think of like the roots of what comedy is, like that specific form of comedy, you could take it back hundreds of years to like the court jester,
Mm-hmm.
the only person who was allowed to make fun of the king,
Right.
kind of thing, right? Only person who was allowed to make fun of the king,
Right.
kind of thing, right? So I just think there are some forms of art that should be untouchable.
See, I disagree because the point of art is to provoke a reaction. It's to encourage like you to think about it. Even stuff like jokes. So like the point of it is like you're supposed to have an opinion on it, and if that is a bad opinion,
It's unbelievable. No one will ever censor me. They'll have to fucking ban me. They probably would. They probably will. It's okay though.
it is like you're supposed to have an opinion on it, and if that is a bad opinion, and speaking about comedians, okay, so I'm not an expert on like comedy, but
Oh, Lord have mercy. This is just gonna make me mad. I wish I'd have said more at the time.
comedians, okay, so I'm not an expert on like comedy, but the point of comedy, at least in like a very academic sense, is basically to make an observation of the world around you through the lens of humor, right? Like you were saying, court jesters can make fun of the king, but see, the thing about it is,
Look at all this. Look at this. Look at his brain work. You can actually fucking look at it. You can watch it happen. In real time. You can see the gaps where his brain is trying to function. And I listen to this. Now I make him sound like a genius.
is basically to make an observation of the world around you through the lens of humor, right? Like you were saying, court jesters can make fun of the king, but see, the thing about it is when you're punching down, when you're, when the target of your ridicule is, like vulnerable groups of...
Look at this. I make him sound so eloquent. Boom.
When the target of your ridicule is like vulnerable groups of people who are already like in the minority and discriminated against, what's the observation there? That these people deserve to be ridiculed? You get what I'm saying?
I do. Hold on. I just it.
I know. Let's compare it to my brain working. Let's see how fucking... well, I don't see a lot of dead space. Let's listen.
You get what I'm saying?
I do. Hold on. I just it's going to be unfair because my points will not be as eloquently put as yours. So I think that the listeners will definitely feel one-sided. I just
Oh, there it is.
To completely
Let's just cut all that.
to completely go against what I was saying earlier.
Eef. Now let's see what it sounds like.
Decided. Just to completely go against what I was saying earlier about how I separate art from artists, and I don't really like seek out things about
Take out this
like seek out things about the artist, right? Remember, I was saying, like, I'll read a book, but I don't actually give a shit about who wrote it. Mm-hmm. Conversely, I use big words too. This medium, specifically podcasting, has given me a window into has given me a window into the lives of comedians specifically. Mm-hmm. I consume a lot of podcasts with comedians, so I do hear a lot of their opinions, of themselves, a lot of things about their lives and things like that. So as opposed to like an author who is probably more reclusive than actual like stand-up comedian who has a podcast very, in the public eye. Their opinions, I guess, maybe have influenced stand-up comedian who has a podcast very, in the public eye. Their opinions, I guess, maybe have influenced me because obviously they hold that art, like their freedom with their art, a lot closer than maybe you and I would, because we don't take part in that. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, this is broad.
Look at all that. Look at my brain work. So slow. So dumb. Look. And now I can sound smart.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is broadly speaking, right? Because this isn't all comedians, but in general, they will, they don't feel that they should be held accountable. Necessarily, just because of the form in which their art takes place. Like, the whole point is, sometimes it's going to be offensive, right? It might hurt some feelings, but at the end of the day, it's just jokes. I know what you're going to say. It's not just jokes. And there are some comedians who maybe I'm not making my I'm not making my point very well. This is a way heavier topic than farts. But you talk now. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's a little bit different than
I think so.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so I feel I get what you're saying, but the thing is, like, you can't just hold up.
Now, let's listen to this one string.
Okay, so I feel I get what you're saying, but the thing is, you can't just hold up like, oh, it's just a joke, as like a defense to say whatever you want.
It's just a prank, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's like,
that doesn't make you.
It's a bank robbery prank. It's just a prank, bro. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. It's like, where is the line drawn?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And sometimes it's very hard.
I wish this guy had a voice for radio, but his does not sound. I don't know. The mic just does not want to pick him up. We have 3 separate mics, good mics. Fucking hell. And we've swapped them around, and these guys just I don't understand. Like, there's something about my voice that just grabs a mic, and their voices are just like a trickling on a fucking pebble.
Hard to like differentiate, what is just like.
Let's take this out since I'm here.
Right.
And sometimes it's very hard to differentiate, what is just like a joke and what is actual malice.
Okay. Let me take it to a more personal level.
Okay.
One of your favorite comedians, I remember, for a long time, Daniel Tosh. Favorite comedians, I remember, for a long time, Daniel Tosh. You love Tosh, or used to.
Used to, yeah.
He is one of the most offensive comedians that has ever done it, right?
Right.
So, how do you feel about Tosh now? Should he be done? Should we just cancel him? Because, for a decade, he said some of the most offensive things that have ever been said on television or just in general.
That's true. Counterpoint, what's Daniel Tosh up to nowadays?
I don't know. I mean, if I was him, I would have ran off into the hills anyways. Who fucking cares? He's a multimillionaire. I would have, if I didn't have to. I guess that's a.
Boom, boom, baby.
Daniel Tosh up to nowadays?
I don't know. I mean, if I was him, I would have ran off into the hills anyways. Who fucking cares? He's a multimillionaire. I would have, if I didn't have to. I guess that's a different. I don't think he was canceled.
It wasn't canceled.
He could come back tomorrow if he wanted. I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. So I'll. I mean, you're right. I did enjoy Daniel Tosh.
I think when you reach a certain level of wealth. Like, there are people who will continue to try to accumulate, and there are people who can just be happy with what they have. Right? Like, and I mean, Tosh just might not feel like he has anything that needs to be said, or maybe this climate. This climate of, with all the social media and everything like that, maybe he is afraid to just make some jokes, right?
Yeah.
And I he's not one of my favorites, but I can see the art there. And maybe it was just being offensive to be offensive, but I mean, the shit was funny. It was funny.
I mean, as
offensive to be offensive, but I mean, the shit was funny. It was funny.
I mean, as a teenager, I did enjoy it.
Whatever.
Oh, whatever. Your tastes don't change. You stay the same person you were at 14 years old. You stay the same person you were at 14 years old.
I guess that is a fair point.
Yeah. Like, I also liked Carlos Mencia back in the day.
Right.
Yeah. I also liked Carlos Mencia back in the day, which
I
to
never
my-
enjoyed Mencia, but
Yeah, like to my eternal chagrin.
funny thing, I never enjoyed Mencia, and it turns out,
I don't think we need to listen to any of this.
funny thing, I never enjoyed Mencia, and it turns out it was some of my other favorite comedians that I did enjoy.
Right.
Because Mencia stole shit. Anyway.
Yeah.
Because Mencia stole shit. Anyway.
Yeah.
Have you seen clips of Joe Rogan, like, fucking confronting Mencia on stage?
No.
That shit is wild, dude. Joe Rogan has been in so many things for so long. It's crazy. For like 30 years, he's been longer. He's been, ugh. I'm trying to deal with these boogies. I know it's gross. Ugh. I'm trying to deal with these boogies. I know it's gross to watch me handle this. I just took
I've been like looking above your head.
I just took some allergy medicine, so things are starting to clot in my nose. Changing taste, I think, is like I didn't used to like blueberries. It's just kind of like that thing.
Yeah.
I like blueberries now.
Yeah, like people are fluid. Like our tastes and opinions on things change over time,
Yeah.
and you can't really hold. I feel like who didn't have bad taste in entertainment when they as a teenager. Like we all have that thing that. Entertainment when they as a teenager. Like we all have that thing that we look back on and we're like, oh man, I liked that, didn't I?
Right. One thing that comes to mind for me personally is Bo Burnham. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his stuff he wrote when he was 16, pretty offensive, I guess. You know. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff he wrote when he was 16, pretty offensive, I guess. You know, I feel differently about finding offense in comedy. I see where you're coming from, where actual malice could be the difference.
Right.
Someone who's really trying to hurt feelings or offend versus someone who's just trying to be funny.
Right. Which is, I think that's kind of the reason why, because I'm assuming when you brought up comedy, you were kind of talking about Dave Chappelle.
No, not specifically. No, not specifically.
Well, we'll talk about it in a minute. I already said his name. I have invoked him.
That's a good point. This kind of like loops all the way back around to the transphobic argument, because Chappelle has come under fire in the past like 5 or so years because of his specials.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What's your take on? Have you watched all 3 specials?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you enjoy them?
Eh.
Yeah. Did you enjoy them?
Eh.
Chappelle is an ever-evolving comedian, it seems.
Yeah. So I think the problem with the reason why people are mad at Chappelle is because unlike a lot of comedians, like Daniel Tosh, for instance, he doesn't really have like a stage persona that he uses.
I don't think that's Tasha's stage persona either. I think that's just how Tasha is.
Daniel Tosh, for instance, he doesn't really have like a stage persona that he uses. Like his style of comedy is kind of like, who am I thinking of? Like Lewis Black, where it's almost like a philosophical, like it's a, like almost like discussing
Jesus Christ, kid. Spit it out.
like almost like
I can take all this out too. This is nothing. This is nothing. Take this little bit out. Boom, boom.
philosophy and just like throwing some punchlines in there. Like his style has always been he'll tell it like it is. So when he says, you know, hey, I'm Team Turf, like
Yeah.
he's presenting that as just like, oh, that's just how it is. It's like, is it, Chappelle? Like even, and man, even fucking.
At least we're getting a lot of him talking. Usually I do a lot of the talking.
Presenting that as just like, oh, that's just how it is. It's like, is it, Chappelle? And man, even fucking, like, do you know who Norm Macdonald is?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
love Norm Macdonald.
Right? Fucking the king of 9/11 jokes.
He's the king of a lot of things, man.
Like he was like the king of offensive humor in the 90s.
Yeah.
And even he has been like,
Even up into the 2010s.
even up in the, yeah. But he has like sworn off making jokes about trans people.
Well, he is dead.
Norm Macdonald?
Norm Macdonald is dead.
Is he?
Yeah. He had cancer.
Oh shit.
You didn't know? Yeah, so he's not telling jokes about fucking trans people at all.
Oh my god. I gotta tell somebody that somebody else was dead. How often does that happen to you?
Making jokes about trans people.
Well, he is dead.
Norm Macdonald?
Norm Macdonald is dead.
Is he?
Yeah. He had cancer.
Oh shit.
You didn't know? Yeah, so he's not telling jokes about fucking trans people at all.
Yeah, but like when he was
Right.
alive. You
Yeah,
get what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah, absolutely. I love Norm, and he was some of the, pretty much everything that came out of his mouth was offensive, just about.
Right.
But really funny guy,
Really funny.
and I don't. And there's like you're saying his stage persona, but
Like I'm saying,
really funny guy,
really funny.
and I don't. And there's like you're saying his stage persona, but
Like I'm saying,
it's hard to figure out where like.
it's hard to like find like where the line in the sand
Yeah,
should be.
right.
You know.
Yeah.
What is all of this? Let's try to make one cohesive thought, kids. God damn it.
No.
Yeah. My opinion on Chappelle is a little skewed because, like I was saying, I consume a lot of comedy podcasts, and he comes up a lot. And general consensus is he's the greatest comedian alive. So I definitely think that even though it might not appear as a persona, right? And it's just like tell it how it is kind of thing. There are very obvious outliers. Like there are his specials, and then there are other stage performances where you can look him up, you can find him because he's Chappelle. Like if he appears, like there will be footage of it. Like I saw him do 20.
We don't need like
Will be footage of it. I saw him do 20 minutes basically on Netflix, or I'm trying to remember, because it comes back to the Chappelle Show and his issues with the contract. Remember, he walked away from his huge contract, but they still owned his likeness and everything in perpetuity because of a contract he signed fucking 20 years ago.
Right.
And so there are people.
tongue clicking. Definitely gets it.
And so there are people who are profiting from that show today, but he doesn't see any of it. And so it was kind of like a boycott. And so, like, you take the tone of him talking about something like that is incredibly personal, to him talking about, you know, the trans community or LGBT and things like that. You can see the tonal shift. Something that he really finds like when you say malice, like, you can hear the venom. Really finds like when you say malice, like, you can hear the venom in his voice when he talks about some, you know, the thing that he was really hurt about, as opposed to, you know, writing a special for Netflix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and like, it's tricky. And I think that there's obviously, and even with the artist, there's going to be different levels of how serious you should take it. You know, with comedy, J.K. Rowling isn't trying to be funny. She's not.
No, she's saying what she actually believes.
We're kind of like, flip-flopping, but I mean, I think it's important to discuss, like, you know, where's that line drawn? I don't know. Was that clear? Was that clear? Did that make sense, what I said? Because I think I had one more. I always forget to take that one last step to really wrap it all up. But
I think I get what you were putting down. Yeah.
it all up. But
I think I get what you were putting down. Yeah.
well, I guess yeah, you know. Well, I guess yeah, you know, the medium of the art is important also, because there could, like with comedy specifically, there could be those levels of how serious you should take it.
Yeah.
Versus, like I just said, J.K. Rowling, who is just actively hating and just you know, aggressively. I mean, maybe not on purpose, but inciting, right? And
Ugh, I hate my voice. We gotta start talking about something that's not serious. Do not like this tonal shift in the podcast. This is not what we're about.
I mean, maybe not on purpose, but inciting, right? And nowadays with social media, like H.P. Lovecraft, he wasn't tweeting about shit back in the day.
No.
Well, I don't think so.
I mean,
Did he? Was he saying offensive shit on Twitter?
I mean, like, by letters.
Alright, this is better. I like that.
Offensive shit on Twitter?
I mean, like, by letters. Which was kind of the form of Twitter.
He was literally.
I don't know if they
sending
had carrier pigeons back then, but maybe.
actual.
I mean, I can. On the subject of Lovecraft, the two important of Lovecraft. The two important things that you need to know about him: that he was scared of literally everything he came across. That wasn't Rhode Island. Yeah. And the fact that he was just horrendously, like, almost cartoonishly racist. It kind of, like, gives another layer when you read his stories. Another layer when you read his stories.
Okay. My point is,
stories.
okay. My point is, they're, when I was saying, like, indirectly inciting to this, like, I'm trying not to sound like I'm trying so hard to fucking sound smart, but this rhetoric, right? And, bringing these people out of the woodwork. This rhetoric, right? And, bringing these people out of the woodwork. And that's a whole nother thing. It's like these people might be thinking these things, but it just, like, it draws out the crazies, right? And then it like instead of the cream rising to the surface, it's like the shit floats too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so,
And, like, the most... I'm sorry, I
Go
didn't
ahead.
mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But, like, the most insidious thing about it is it's not like the crazies. It's not like... It's like normal people who have these thoughts, and suddenly, like, because of Rowling and people like her, suddenly they think, oh, this is okay now.
right. And that's what I was leading into, is, like, nowadays with something like social media and how connected we are, like you said, these public figures have a certain level of responsibility with their voice.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's like, think what you think, feel how you feel, but, be careful how you put it, because, yeah. Wow. Anyways. Yeah. Wow. Anyways. So fuck J.K. Rowling?
Yeah, fuck J.K. Rowling.
Whatever. I'm probably still gonna play the game.
I won't.
That's fine. You do you. Boo. I don't think my opinion's changed at all. I don't
fair.
think your has either.
No.
So,
If anything, it's like, it's more so now just out of spite.
yeah, you're much more entrenched in your feelings on the matter. For sure. I get that. I have that effect on people. I have that effect on people. What about music? We didn't talk about music.
That's a good point.
It's, it would be, I brought up Michael Jackson, obviously. That's the thing people discuss. But I'm trying to make a point, because fuck. I guess it comes back to like what. I guess it comes back to like which mediums are more so, right? Because like a 3-minute song is a little bit different than like a full movie or a book or something like that. Like it could be a little bit more difficult to put those, the offensive stuff into a 3-minute song, and also it can be part of a larger body of work. To a 3-minute song, and also it can be part of a larger body of work. It's like you get what I'm saying, because I'm not vocalizing it right because we're at the ass end of this thing, but give me a percentage of racist, transphobe bullshit of like okay, so is it just one thing? Does it just take one thing, or does it does it have to be weaved through like if J.K. Rowling wrote 40 books and only one of them had some racist shit in it?
So, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, one instance in like one piece of media can be just kind of like, oh, it's whatever. Like, okay, maybe like it's taken out of context, whatever. That can be excused. Oh, it's whatever. Like, okay, maybe like it's taken out of context. That whatever. Like, it's taken out of context. That can be excused.
Oh, I make him so smart. Look at that.
Like, oh, it's whatever. Like, it's taken out of context. That can be excused to a certain extent, as long as it's not like just very blatantly on purpose, might be an accident. If it keeps popping up,
We have to establish a pattern, is what you're saying.
right, I usually go by like, because it's like, once is coincidence, right, I usually go by like, once is coincidence, twice is a line, 3 times establishes a pattern.
Yeah,
and 4 times is a certainty.
Yeah, 3 times is definitely the line for pattern. I agree with that. And that's just like rooted in the scientific. With that, that's just like rooted in the scientific method. Really, you know what I mean?
You watching me pick my
You need
nose?
to
Everyone watch me pick my nose.
continually you need to do an experiment over and over and over again, and if you continue to get the same results, that's when you can establish like a scientific law or theory or whatever.
Yeah,
So
like we keep giving J.K. Rowling a megaphone that everyone can hear, and she keeps saying god-awful things. And
she's just saying what we're thinking, Jake. We're all thinking it. She just said it.
What the fuck?
Saying what we're thinking, Jake. We're all thinking it. She just said it.
No.
Can't. Cancel me if you want. I'm not really gonna get like too personal. Cancel me if you want. I'm not really gonna get like too personal, but my feelings, LGBTQ plus wise, it's not really any of your people. You know, whoever's listening, it's not really any of your business. You can feel how you want to feel about me. I understand, like maybe me in my art. You can feel how you want to feel about me. I understand, like maybe me in my art might have offended someone today. I would like to ask that maybe you separate one today. Me in my art might have offended someone today. I would like to ask that maybe you separate my content from me as a person. You don't know who I am whenever I stop recording. You don't know anything about me, and I could try to validate myself here by telling you where I fall on the spectrum or, you know, my sexual orientation, but it's not really any of your business. So here by telling you where I fall on the spectrum or, you know, my sexual orientation, but it's not really any of your business. So be offended by me. If I hurt your feelings, I am sorry. It was not my intention. I just wanted to voice my opinion and talk to my friend. So, but anyways, I think it's about time we wrap.
Yeah, I think so.
If you want to support the podcast, there is something that I would like to let you know. If you sign up with our Mercari link in the show notes, it's actually reversed. You don't get a $30 coupon. We do. You get a $50 coupon. Isn't that nuts? I've been saying it wrong for weeks. So check the show notes. You can sign up or support the podcast by either buying from our store, or if you sell $100 worth of merchandise on Mercari after signing up with our code, you will receive a $50 coupon and we'll receive a $30 coupon, and that indirectly supports the podcast and keeps this thing going. If you want to follow our socials, you can follow us on Twitter at What Issues or on Instagram at What Issues Podcast. You can message me there. Tweet at us topics you'd like us to discuss. And any final points?
Final points. Trans rights are human rights. Apathy is a soul killer. And cynicism is not wisdom, it is a response to trauma. God bless.
And there's a fart for you, because apparently I thought we were a comedy podcast. But then we came up with all this stuff. Alrighty, y'all. We'll catch you next week. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Alright, play the outro.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Alright, play the outro.
Okay, it's done, actually. Let us finish this little thing we call... Oh, that's not what I wanted. I guess let's save this. Ugh. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Now I understand what I'm doing. Let's add the intro. Intro music. You want to hear this shit? It's a jam. I wrote it. Boom. Copy. Smash it up in there. There we go. Now we open the outro. I'll play this too. I also wrote this. Alright, dope. Copy it. Plop it in at the back. Should I fade it? Let's listen.
God bless.
And there's a fart for you, because apparently I thought we were a comedy. Alright, play the outro.
And it's fine, I like it. Save as complete. Well, I think that our time together is coming to a close. A lot sooner than I thought. But actually, not that bad. Streaming, even to nobody, has been interesting. It's a different kind of motivation, which is cool. Because I don't think I would have finished this tonight if it wasn't streaming, even to nobody. So, I'd like to thank all of you out there. Alright, now let's export as MP3. Boom, boom. Great. Let's wait. Maybe this would be good for any potential podcasters out there. Like, if you want to make a decent product, it's going to take a lot of work. And this isn't even like high quality. I mean, I'm obviously not the greatest editor that's ever lived, but I mean, I did it in 2 hours. So 47 minutes, maybe like 2.5 hours, I guess. I ended up with the 47-minute podcast. I think it was like a little over an hour when I started. And so, you know, for every minute, it was taking me 2.5 minutes to edit it. And part of that is listening to it. So you got, I mean, it always is going to take that minute. Maybe someone else could speed it up, but I mean, you start doing more complicated things with the shit too, and since when do you not have to double click on shit? What are you doing, Anchor? What is this? What is this? What the fuck? I don't like when things change. Go to the normal thing. What happened? What happened? Anchor is now part of Spotify for podcasters. What the fuck? Okay. Ugh, son of a bitch. Alright. Do a little be right back while I put in passwords and shit. Okay, thank you. Fucking hell. 2 new Spotify followers. Hey! That's an analytic I haven't seen. Okay, cool. 87% female? What the fuck? We got a huge... All the girls are listening. Let's go. Let's go. Son of a bitch. Cannot believe it. Alright, so what episode is this? Episode 5. I'm gonna do season. Oh no, this is episode 6. Art versus artist. Join us as 2 numbskulls try to solve all of the world's problems. the show notes. That's not what I need. I need the notepad. We'll publish it at 8. We're not asking any questions from nobody. I don't want anybody even interacting with this fucking thing. The sooner that this is over with, the happier I'll be. I guess let's tweet it out. All right. That's it. I'm done. Get me out of here.